It's awesome. I mean, I'm so happy for her. I mean, it was an amazing race. She got out there and did everything that she had worked for, and did everything that we had trained her to do. And it was just a ton of fun watching her out there, just smiling and having a great time. Yeah, this is kind of the second major international competition that I've prepared her for. And I think, one of the biggest differences is when she went to London in 2019. I'm not sure how much she followed the practice plan that I had given her, as well as how seriously she took her preparation once she got over there. And this time, the last 6 or 7 months or so, she's really flipped a switch, and her level of focus and her level of training, and clearly decided that winning a gold medal and breaking the world record was something that she wanted to do. And I think, that athlete empowerment of when an athlete decides that they want to do something and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get it, is really a powerful thing. And she really did that about 6 or 7 months ago, and it has just been amazing. The level of training that she's done the last couple of months, and just her attitude and focus and all that stuff. And like, we were touching base every day while she was in training camp. The last week or so, she was asking questions about workouts and what should I do with this and what should I do with that. Having trouble with this, having trouble with that. So she really had the mindset of A, I was going to do whatever it takes to get what my goals are, but B, that no matter what it is, I'm willing to stick to the process here and do the training plan and what you've put forth on how to prepare me and all that stuff. And so she just did an amazing job, following the plan and sticking to it, and it's been awesome. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think it comes along the same lines. I mean, her challenge is, being visually impaired, in workout, and a lot of that is more just being able to manage the workout on her own. So like, she can't see the clock. Oftentimes, depending on how the workout's delivered, she may not be able to process it in the same way that the other athletes are. So just making sure that she knows what we're doing in workout and all that kind of stuff. And then, having to give a little extra attention of, I might have to tell her when to go versus, the rest of the kids obviously being able to see the clock clearly can leave on their own and doing stuff like that. So it changes a little bit of the coach athlete dynamic, but it also creates an interesting dynamic with her and the other kids in the group, and that she has to rely on her teammates a little bit more to know what's going on and to help her during the workout. So there were a lot of times where, she's relying on either the person in the lane next to her or the person who's going in front of her to know when she's supposed to leave and things like that. And her other teammates were just fantastic with that. And, there were a lot of workouts just based on her being on a little different schedule and a little different meet different meets that she was focusing on during the summer, obviously preparing for a meet that obviously the rest of the group wasn't going to. There were some workouts where it was just her and I, and that puts a little bit more of a strain, on, okay, I got to be on top of every single thing that she's doing, because if I don't send her, she's just going to sit on the wall for the next 10 to 15 seconds. But, I think that's one of the major training aspects. And then as far as competition for her, turns and walls are always the biggest, concern with her, having obviously a little bit of harder time citing, the flags and things like that. So we're having to rely a little more on stroke count and a little more on rehearsal. That was one thing that I think the first time she swam in the actual competition pool in Tokyo, I think she ran into the wall a couple times. And she called me a little panicked about that, and just walked her through, hey, look, you just got to keep practicing until you feel comfortable with it and know that you know your count, and you know where the wall is, and you know exactly where to initiate that turn. And she did that, and obviously it worked out really well. Yeah, no, I think it's definitely inspiring to her teammates, as well as some of the younger athletes on the team, that she's able to achieve what she's been able to do. And outside of para swimming, just in the regular USA swimming, I mean, she's a pretty well accomplished athlete just in that terms. I mean, she's a winter juniors qualifier. Her times are pretty comparable to some of the top athletes we have on our team. And so I think a lot of the kids are like, wow, that she's able to do that even with her disabilities. And, I think some of the younger kids, I mentioned, she was on a little bit different training plan, obviously swimming. We were on break, towards the beginning of August. So she had about 2 weeks where the team was not practicing. It was just her. And some kids came in, some younger kids, as well as some kids and peers in her group came in just so that she wouldn't have to practice by herself. And I think that kind of speaks volumes to the level of respect that the other kids on the team have for her and that they look up to her. Obviously, for Dynamo, we're just absolutely thrilled. Gia's a great kid, and we just love to see her happy and that she's fulfilled her greatest dreams. And, as far as the Atlanta swimming community and the state of Georgia, I think Georgia is pretty progressive as far as with para swimming. We have a lot of para athletes. There's actually 4 Georgia, or at least athletes with Georgia ties or Georgia roots on the U.S. Paralympic swimming team. I think that goes back to Fred Lambeck and some other coaches that, 15, 20, 25 years ago really made an effort to create an avenue in Georgia for para athletes. And so I think that that's really, really awesome to see, one get a gold medal and break a world record. I think that will inspire other athletes here in Georgia to get involved with para swimming. And back to Dynamo, we've supported para swimming, the entire time I've been here 10 years, and we've had a good number of para athletes, and there's always a lot of respect for those athletes and a lot of support coming from all levels of the program. I was just smiling the whole time. I tend to get a little nervous, especially, when you're at para meets, you're actually not allowed to make any noise. And if you knew anything about me as a coach, I'm very vocal and loud on the pool deck, and people see me, hear me, and know if my athletes are in the water. And so para meets, I typically tend to have to bite my heat sheet so I don't make any noise. But, not being there and being able to make some noise, I was definitely yelling and screaming at 6:15 this morning in my apartment. I'm sure I woke my neighbors up for sure. But last night, or the prelim swim, was a little nervous just to, okay, how's it going to go? And then this morning, after the first 25, I'm like, she's got this. It's going to be awesome. Like I said, I was just smiling the whole time. And, when I talked to her afterwards, she was just so happy. And the biggest thing, obviously I'm proud of her for breaking the world record and winning a gold medal. But I think the biggest thing from just a maturity and an athlete perspective, I mean, she has really just decided that she's going to have fun in Tokyo and really soak it all in and not be nervous and not be stressed out and really enjoy every aspect of it and every moment. And she really has fulfilled that. And I think that's why she's swimming so well. She's just having a great time over there. She said thank you, but of course I threw it back at her to say, it's all you. You did all the work, and it was a pleasure. And, I did share with her, that I shed a little tear this morning, and she was very happy to hear that. She's always, trying to make me cry in a good way of, did you cry? I'm like, no, I didn't cry. But this morning I definitely did shed a little bit of a tear. So, and it was, she was just very grateful for all the work that I had put in. And like I said, she is just enjoying the moment right now, which is great to see. So she has one more event. She has the 50 free. So she has a few days to kind of rest and recover. And then she'll have that 50 freestyle. So it is Sunday in Tokyo. So the prelims will be, for local time, prelims will be Saturday night and finals Sunday morning here. But